So we're all just kind of hanging outside, drinking a little bit. I wasn't. And sure enough, her neighbors called the police. And they came over, and so my buddy's got a pipe on him and some weed. I think, I had some. I think I was completely clean. And so they were, doing the thing. All right, everybody, what's going on here? We're going to test you for drinking. And all of a sudden, one of the other boys that we didn't know, he just gets up. We're on the deck in the backyard. And it's sort of like from where the back of your house is past your garage is like the size of her yard. And then there's like a fence. I don't know where it led. Somebody else's yard maybe, or a park or something. I don't know. And he just gets up. He's like, fuck it. And just starts walking away. And the police are like, sir, what, sir? And then they go after him and he starts running. So they grab him and they're doing that. And they bring him inside and they bring the girl whose house it is inside and they're talking to him right in the kitchen. She's got like a big bay window. And my buddy, fast thinking, takes the weed from Naj and he goes over and he tucks the weed in the pipe underneath the deck and then sits back down. And then the cops come back out. All right, breathalyzers, y'all are clean. You got anything on you? No, okay, get out of here. So we left, and then a couple hours later when it got dark, we snuck back in and
picked up the weed.
Picked up the weed.
Good move, good move.
Yeah, it was some good times, but I've never been busted with pot.
Well, I'm Jason.
And I'm Jules.
And
we doing Spookies?
Tonight we're talking about the spooky shorts.
Yeah. So we've been on a journey. At first, when we started doing this whole Spook Fest, I was kind of like, gosh, I don't want to just do like Friday the 13th, and I tried to like reach out. And granted, I had seen some of these projects before. I looked back on them fondly, and I thought for sure they would get to you, if nothing else. And it really hasn't.
No.
Nothing's really panned out.
I've felt the creepiness more than you have.
Yeah, Ouija was a good movie for what it was.
But you said that gave you a taste of the creepies and you wanted more.
I mean, it did, but I don't know, man. Like, looking back at it, thinking about it, I'm like, gosh, I don't know.
But it unleashed the hunger in you.
It did, and I'm starving. I'm thinking about watching Poltergeist.
You've been talking about watching Smile.
Yeah.
Ever since you saw the first trailer for Smile, you've been really wanting to get on that.
If that lets me down,
it's gonna.
I'm gonna pack it up.
It's gonna absolutely let you down, man.
I'm gonna pack it up.
I bet you it's not even good. I think the RogerEbert.com review is like 2 stars because it was airing at Fantastic Fest or Fantasia Fest or something like that. So we recorded 30 Days of Night.
Yeah.
There's stuff we liked about it. I didn't find it particularly scary.
No.
I thought the ending elevated it a point or two on
Again,
the spookometer as
well
far
made.
as... But we lost that. Jules saved it wrong. So that opened up a slot for us. And then after Ouija, Jules was like, let's get something spooky. And I said, well, you know what? That fucking Child's Play remake is not going to scare us.
Time to open you up. Let's see what we're dealing with.
Not at all.
I don't even think it's going to be good.
No, and you were like, well, we could do the first one. And it's like, have you seen it?
I have a date with a 6-year-old boy.
So we buckled down, and we worked really hard. We tried to dig up short films that would give us the freaks, and we added one more movie to the mix to replace Child's Play.
Oh, right. But we're not doing that.
I think we are. Or you
Tonight?
No, not tonight.
No,
I didn't watch it.
I haven't
Did
watched
you watch
it.
it? No, then we can't do
oh,
it.
Shit.
One of the things that I felt was most disappointing about this short film run is Jules found out that there's a short that the movie Smile is based on called Laura Hasn't Slept.
Yep.
And I said, I can find it. After you said you couldn't. There are no torrents for it. They do not exist. It has been scrubbed from the internet completely. One person on Reddit was like, yeah, I used the Wayback Machine to find the original short film contest it was entered in.
It's really hard to explain.
And the link works half the time. Fucking not for us. Neither of us gets to see Laura Hasn't Slept.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, like, it's a short, so yeah, there probably is not like a community of people that have copies.
Well, I think
coming out of their wazoo,
Yeah, I think if it had picked up heat before it picked up producer heat, then it would have spread. But I think the right people saw it and they were like, make this a horror movie. And here's the money for it. We have to take this off the internet.
But I mean, Lights Out is still, it kind of feels like the same thing.
But I don't know. Lights Out is like 1 minute. And I think
Yeah,
Laura
it is.
Hasn't Slept is only one sequence within the feature-length film.
The-
that girl
the-
is in it.
The doctor, when she's talking to the doctor from
Yeah.
the trailer, I assume,
Yeah.
is the one. Because that's what it looks like.
Because the main character is the doctor. So we really wanted to see that. But anyways, we came up with fucking 5 movies. 5 shorts. I thought, I watched a handful more, hoping to find something spooky to present to you.
I did too.
And they were not great.
They were all garbage.
A lot of them were like, hey, this is fine as like a movie, but I'm not scared at all.
Yeah.
There's a fucking Neil Blomkamp thing for his Oats studio
Yeah.
called Firebased. And it's cool. It's interesting. It's a Vietnam thing with amazing special effects. And there's this river monster that can't be killed that they have to fight. It's really gory.
Yes. I want your men to help us kill the devil. I think the CIA better start to explain what the fuck is going on here, or you're gonna have a mutiny on your hands.
But it's like 30 minutes and not scared. But it's good. I'll recommend that, but not for being spooked. All right, you want to do the Lights Out? That's the first one?
Yeah, I think of the batch, this is my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, based on what I was looking for in a spooky movie. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure the actual Lights Out entity is on prominent display in the thumbnail.
Oh, is it really?
I think so. Where did you watch it on? Did you rip it or did you?
No, it's just on YouTube.
Okay, maybe I'm
2
wrong,
minutes.
but-
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
That's too bad.
yeah. So I'm like, oh, because considering how short it is, not having had seen that would have been nice.
2 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah. So yeah, it's in a lot of ways it reminded me of the Margot.
Yeah, I was thinking about us trying to make short horrors.
Yeah, except we just didn't have like a spooky face, but sort of a similar vibe. Lights are going on and off and noises and shit. I thought it was really effective immediately when she first turns the light off.
Yeah.
And you see that figure.
Yeah.
Because when she turns it back on, I'm like, oh, maybe it was probably just the coat in a reflection in the and then no, that's a person.
Yeah.
You know?
Do they get closer when the lights are
I
flickering?
don't think so.
Yeah.
I was thinking they would, and then I'm like, did they? But I don't think so. And so she has like a really big light switch. Did you see it? It's just like a huge square. So she tapes it on and then just goes to bed.
I know. Wouldn't you leave?
I would probably investigate a little bit further,
Yeah?
right?
You're going to go investigate where the monster is in the hallway?
No. What you do is you get something
Yeah?
that you can throw. Turn off the light. If it's there, throw it at it.
Really? I think leave. I think leaving is the thing you should do.
Out of here.
Well, she's in her pajamas. She's not like me, though. She's not. She's
I don't give a fuck if I'm in my pajamas and there's a monster
Sure.
or a ghost or a creature.
I mean, any number of things. Leaving, yes, probably would have been the better idea. But so she just goes to her room, doesn't close the door.
No.
That would have been another thing that I did. If you're going to not leave, barricade yourself.
But if there's like a night creature,
Even still,
it's
you
going to
don't
be
know
in
what
your
the-
room suddenly.
You don't know what the parameters are.
But it's a night creature and it's a monster because it's gone
Then
in the
leave
lights.
the lights on.
That's what she does.
Sort of.
Yeah. What's up with her bedroom? She doesn't have a bedroom light.
I guess not. So she gets into bed and
She's got the lamp.
she left the light on in the hallway. And the light's on in her room. And all of a sudden the light in the hallway goes off.
No.
No, the door. I'm sorry. The
She-
door is slightly ajar, but it's not
she-
closed all the way.
She hears the foots. The footsteps. It's creepy.
Shit.
Like a lot of creepy noises out there.
Yeah, yeah, and then the light goes off, and she goes under her covers.
I think so. And then her desk lamp that's right next to her starts going kind of flickering. And she reaches down to fix the cord because apparently it's a short in the cord.
No, it's that the cord is now somehow dislodged from the plug. But I think at one point when she looks out, the door is either now closed or open when the light's back on, because the light comes back on in the hallway.
She thinks she's safe.
She does, and then there's ring, 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 ring. So she, sticks her hand down and plugs it back in, and then pops out from under the covers, right? And that's when she sees the lights out ghoul.
Yeah, she's like looking and what she turns and sees it, and it's like right there.
It's on the other side of the end table or nightstand.
Yeah.
Hey,
That shit's fucking creepy.
Click, lights go out.
It did it. It creeped me out big time. I mean, I knew it was a lights out monster, but it was effective.
It was
I got
nice.
the chills.
It was nice because it was a new monster.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't some gory thing. It wasn't like a devil thing or like a shadow thing.
And it wasn't some lame CGI thing.
Or like a wet girl with long black hair over her face, you know?
It wasn't a Ringu.
And it just came in and it came out.
Yeah.
The lady in the thing was stupid. I wouldn't have probably done anything that she did, but especially hiding and covering.
Like a child.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting. They made a feature-length film out of it.
I should watch that.
It's supposed to suck.
I thought it was boring as fuck because there's too much backstory to the monster, which makes it not scary.
I'm sure it would.
It's supposed to be just awful.
I turned off The Fog, by the way.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really bad.
In the first half hour.
The remake, by the way, not the Carpenter.
Yeah, which it's okay. The original.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. It's
I
kind
think-
of a little boring.
I think a lot of his earlier movies just coast on those fucking soundtracks, man.
No.
For me.
Okay, here. Wait, Assault on Precinct 13, rad. The Thing, rad. You don't think The Thing is rad?
No, I haven't seen it in a while. But
Dude, we watched it like last year. It's fucking great.
I do think it was good when I had seen it.
Yeah.
I actually don't know that I think it. I mean, he did the score, I'm assuming, but I don't recall any memorable aspect of the score in the movie.
Halloween, I haven't seen that in a long time.
I don't.
I'm pretty sure Halloween's great.
Maybe.
Christine was pretty good.
Talking about Christine, man.
It was okay.
No shitter ever came between me and Christine.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I really like Starman. I thought Starman was...
I've never seen that.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Shall I tell you what I find beautiful about you?
You
I've
should
heard
watch
about it.
Starman. Starman's really, really good.
I think we talked about it. I
Well,
don't know.
boy, I think Starman might be his secret masterpiece.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't think I really care about him all that much. I like In the Mouth of Madness.
This idea could have been turned into a wicked social satire, but instead the movie goes for ghouls and hallucinations and lots of shots of things that jump out at you from the edge of the screen, which is another tire cliche. It's too bad.
So the remake of The Fog, I mean, it was garbage.
Yeah.
It looked terrible. All the actors sucked. But within the first 20 minutes, it was like they played 5 of what would have been like probably the top pop songs at the time. A song called Sugar by...
You're My Butterfly, Sugar
Not that
Baby?
one.
No?
Cocked and Loaded, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't know, man.
Check out the boob. Oh, you like me now?
Practically.
No, it's not.
So I was like, yeah, this isn't even going to be worth just watching.
Okay, so Lights Out was kind of a letdown. Dude, the weirdest thing about us trying to watch these Spookies is that the movie I watched outside of all of this is the only one that's like really scared me. When I watched Jordan Peele's Nope.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Man, there's a fucking sequence in that movie that fucks me up. When I think about it, I'm still wildly disturbed by it, and it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, good.
Moving on to the second short film.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for the list, but I don't...
Oh, I got it right here on
Here
this.
it is. All
I
right.
got
I got it.
Teaching
I got it.
Jake About the Camcorder, January 97.
Yeah.
By BDG.
I know him from...
Polygon.
Is that he makes video games or video game videos?
Yeah, some shit.
That's bullshit. I love what I do, and let me tell you something. I've worked some days.
I never really followed him or anything, but I recognized his face.
It sounded like he made a bunch of short horror films, but it's just 3.
Yeah, there was like a playlist of like 40 or 50, but I don't think he did any of them.
No, I went to his page and he's like, these are my 3 horror ones, and this is one of them. And I thought this one was really effective and really creepy.
Steady, use both hands at all times. That's some expensive technology you're holding.
It's a father wearing glasses and wearing a 1994 sweatshirt, got a mustache, real dorky dad, talking to his son, working the camcorder, telling him, hey, you're doing a great job. Oh, you're going to be the next Spielberg.
Goodness.
And then the kid just keeps rewinding the tape, but the tape's different every single time he rewinds it. And there's a weird desperation to it. There's the thing where it's also pointed at a different spot each time, mostly.
The subsequent ones, it feels like it's generally around his head. The first one was on his chest.
But the second or the third one maybe is where you see kind of a weird figure to the right,
That's
like
the
maybe
second
a
one.
doll or
I thought
a
I'm
reflection.
like, is that a cardboard cutout? Like, yeah, I couldn't tell.
Something eerie.
It wasn't moving, and it was small in scale compared to him. So I thought, oh, yeah, it must just be like a cardboard cutout of like Boba Fett or something, you know.
But yeah, there's something. It almost looks like somebody taped up in garbage bags. There's something unnerving about it. The goofy camera movements, like it's shaky, and then the dad starts saying,
Why do you keep watching this tape?
"You have to stop rewinding this. I don't know what you're trying to get out of this, but I mean, is the dad dead?"
He says,
It's not gonna bring me back.
so I'm assuming he died.
And then
Or left.
In one of the next ones, he keeps yelling out the doorway to the wife
Son, come take a look.
that you never see. The hallway's always dark,
Except for the one time it's not.
and the thing is there, and he's like,
Who are you? Talk, goddammit. Who are you? Who are you?
that thing was fucking creepy. That scared me. I was unnerved once again by the shape of a man, dark shape of a creature. Oof.
I thought this was
Wiggin'
whack.
Yeah, you didn't like this one at all.
I did not. I didn't like the dude. I didn't buy him as who he was trying to be.
Oh, I thought he did a really good job.
I thought he was terrible. I thought nothing interesting is happening. The figure didn't spook me out. Like when he's like, and the camera slowly pans around to a stuffed animal and then comes back.
Is that when he makes the horrible howl noise?
Maybe.
And then, God.
No, it was because like when that figure's standing there, like the hallway is artificially darkened the rest of the time, except for that one time when the light's on. So you're like, well, something's gonna happen. It seemed a lot more ominous when it was pitch black and he's just yelling into it that at any moment maybe something would come out. But this was not shit.
Oh God, no! I really felt like it was sad the way he was pleading with his son in the future.
Jake? It's good to see you, buddy. You got so... You're an adult.
Some sad person watching this, trying to... I don't know what he's trying to do.
Well, but...
And the dad, does he walk away at the end?
Is it the son?
I imagine it's Jake. Who else would it be?
He keeps saying, oh, wow, you're a grown man.
You're an adult.
And then he goes, who are you?
To the video camera?
To us, yeah.
Really?
Pretty sure.
You're not...
I don't know, man.
I liked it.
It had a decent concept, and it was executed fine enough. I just don't. I mean, it wasn't scary. It just felt like almost like I don't know, like a fake access TV send up of things.
Okay.
Just a spooky doll, and oh no, the big figure, and you know.
I'm definitely gonna watch those other two.
Okay.
I like this guy.
Yeah, good for you and good for him.
Creepy, creepy, creepy. Teaching Jake about the camcorder, January '97.
Terrible title as well.
Oh, I think it's good. But it's probably what it says on the tape.
It does say
That's
that.
what, yeah.
But it
Go
just
ahead.
doesn't make sense.
Well, it's like it's dream logic. It's crazy.
And I don't like that. I don't like it.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Surreal.
Then we had the one that the only one I think that I suggested was There's People in the House.
This house has people in it.
That's what you wrote. God damn it.
That's what it's called.
You undermined me.
What did you just call it?
It says here in your text, There's People in the House.
Well, yeah, I couldn't remember what it was called, but that was generally what it was.
Oh, and then underneath that it says, those titles aren't exact.
Yeah.
I was aware of this one. A guy that I watch, David Jaffe.
Hey, it's Jaffe.
I told you about him, I think. He was like the original
Designer
of the original God of War and Twisted Metal video games.
Oh, yeah, tell people your scheme you were cooking up to get listeners.
Oh, to become a top tier donator?
Yeah.
And then he would put up our logo and do a free ad for us. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's $50. I just dropped $50 in this screen capture software.
Better talk to David Jaffe.
So one night, he's like 50 something now, and he just streams, mostly game related because that's what he's been doing, you know. But this one night he was like baked out of his mind, and it was like getting late, and he just wanted a good spook fest for some reason. And so people were like talking in the chat, like, "Oh, you should check this," you know. And I was aware of that one video with it's something titled something about a bear.
I can't remember which one is which. I remember Too Many Cooks.
Too many cooks.
Too Many Cooks is funny. The bear one? Is that the one about the prescription medicine?
The mom
hits herself with the car?
Yeah, and then...
But they're the side effects of the medicine?
It's a side effect. It's a medicine commercial, right?
Yeah.
But it just keeps going.
I love it.
And she sees herself, and she's psychotic, and the psychotic one then gets into the car and runs her over.
I gotta watch this again. I remember watching it, and Jenny hated it.
And
it
goes
was too
home,
dark and weird.
And the woman's just busted up coming after her, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty fucked up, you know?
Yeah.
And he was watching this one when I turned it on. And so it's in the background, but he's talking, and I'm like, oh, that looks weird. Like, she's sinking to the floor? What's going on here, you know? And it's Adult Swim's, as is the other one, I'm pretty sure. So I'm like, oh, I might have to check this out. And I recommended the bear one, which he then switched to and was watching. And he's like, I don't know if I like this. And so I thought, well, hey, this gave me like a creepy feeling.
Yeah. I mean, that's the unexplained vibe in a lot of these is kind of what gives me the creepy feeling.
Like watching it again, like the dad is super cartoonish. So that kind of... I didn't have that original feeling that I did seeing a snippet of it, now watching it through. But there were some interesting parts.
Yeah, I mean, what's up with the guy in the basement?
He's just fixing a pipe or something.
He doesn't live there?
No, he's just a fix-it guy.
But he's doing a terrible job.
He's like banging on the pipe. Yeah, he's like fixing the furnace or something. So like the premise is that there's somebody watching this camera footage. Because it starts off with like a VHS sort of screen. It says all these things, and then it says... There are people in that. What is it called? Those people in the house?
This house has people in it.
It says that on the screen. And then I think a quick flashes to like a figure, and then flashes to what we then see for the rest of the short, which is various different rooms of this house.
It's a crazy little idea. You want to hear it?
With like hidden or
like
surveillance.
Security footage, yeah.
Yeah. Oddly enough, one of them is on the floor of the kitchen, so we get to see the girl's face, which seems like a weird place to put a security camera. But so there's like a grandma and a lounger watching
TV.
Some fucked up show. He's like doing pottery, but the more it goes on, he's saying kind of inappropriate things. And
wet, like the inside of a body, a warm body. Now, just a reminder to everyone, I can
say shit 3 times. And or damn or something. Ass,
I don't think I was paying a whole lot of attention to that.
Yeah, it gets sexual. The grandma's like, yeah, put your hand in there.
Get your fingers in there.
Yeah, I remember that.
And there's like a little boy who's probably 6 or 7.
It's his birthday.
Yep.
Looking out the window waiting for people to come.
Yep.
It's decorated for his birthday in the living room.
Yep. And the dad is in the kitchen with the mom and the baby and their like teenage daughter.
Oh, you see, you don't know it's the daughter at first too. It was just like a body on the floor.
Yeah,
which intrigued me because it was like 3 minutes I felt before they revealed that it's the sister.
Well, and it just starts and she's just on the floor and they're not acknowledging it. He's walking around and such, and then eventually, a couple minutes in, I think the mom's like,
"She's been there for 2 hours."
Let her do it.
Let her do what, Tom? Just stay laying on the floor.
Madison, what are you doing on the floor there, honey? Are you taking pills? And the handyman's in the basement, and then we kind of see the front yard as well. Now there's one point where when the boy's looking out the window in the beginning, he sees that deer.
Yep.
Did you notice the monster?
Yeah, but I couldn't tell what it was really. It was almost like an animated drawn monster.
Mm-hmm. It was white. It seemed.
Yeah.
So the footage was like black and white. And then it just sort of right on the bottom of the screen scurried by.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was going to be.
I don't know if we ever see that again. So yeah, they're like, oh man, I can't pick up the girl. She's not responding.
Did you feel like the outside was a threat after seeing the thing go by? I thought anybody that went outside would die, or maybe this is a post-apocalyptic world where you can no longer go outside.
Well, I mean, it's unclear because people are coming for the party.
Not a good time to have a birthday party. Okay, I'm sorry. I really wanted you to have a good birthday.
Right, but you didn't see anybody at that point, so it could maybe nobody's coming, but they do.
And obviously I didn't see that the first time, so when I saw that now, knowing kind of the direction of where this is going, I'm like, oh man, like what? How is that gonna fit in. It doesn't. Yeah, it's kind of a red herring, I guess. And he can't get the daughter up, and
she's stuck. She's stuck.
Yep. The wife tries.
What did you do to her? Hanging out with. What are you?
They can't get her up. They're freaking out.
Oh wait, she doesn't start sinking into the floor quite yet.
No, the handyman's downstairs. He hears them yelling, and he starts getting like nervous. The little boy comes in like, "Hey, there's people here," and Jake, we can't be seen right now. And,
keep them outside.
Yeah, and so the boy just goes all defeated to the front door, says something we don't hear or see it.
Why doesn't he go outside?
I don't know. And
That's
then he
sad.
immediately turns around, does a George Michael Bluth walk to Snoopy music, and starts throwing all of the party favors into a bag.
Oh yeah, that's a bummer.
You know,
yeah, he's given up.
And Grandma doesn't give a fuck.
Grandma sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Grandma sucks balls.
Get your fingers in there.
So then the girl starts sinking, and they're freaking out, and the handyman comes up eventually, and they're like,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
This is so dumb because if she sinks through, she just goes to the basement.
Mhm.
She's not sinking through into a different dimension.
no, because while he's still down there, right before he comes up,
You see her.
you see her face.
Yeah.
And I'm
poking through
pretty
the
sure
ground.
he looked up.
But instead, he's got a fucking jigsaw the floor out.
Yeah, so he starts cutting the floor. She's going through. The wife's downstairs, and he goes, "Oh, I got an idea!" And he gets a pole, and he's like propping up the pole from between the floor and her face.
Yeah, I was confused about what the plan was there. They bring a mattress down at one point for
Yeah.
to fall on. But he's also ditched the baby with Grandma.
He did.
And Grandma's a wild piece of shit, so she puts the baby on the floor immediately.
Yeah.
And then the baby's wandering around the house.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, my favorite thing, the baby is crawling outside now.
Well, and so while the guy's jigsaw on the floor, whatever they're cooking is burning.
Yeah.
Billowing smoke. He doesn't seem to notice. Smoke alarm's going off. The little boy, he's up in his room now, and he's taking out the party favors one by one and just like throwing them behind his bed. Like he's got a race car bed in the corner of the room, so between like the corner and the headboard, he's just throwing these things back there. They rush up, push him out of the way, grab the mattress, her and the handyman. The dad's just downstairs like talking mad gibberish, religious scripture, and they're just like, honey, get the, and the guy's trying to shake him. And so they put the mattress down, the girl's coming through, the fire's burning, the grandma's losing her mind, the baby's outside, there's a bunch of people in the yard. She falls through finally onto the mattress, the camera gets funky, and comes back and the mattress is empty. And I believe the family's gone too.
Are they laying down now, though? Are they on the floor?
That I didn't notice. Because it goes quick, and then
They show you outside.
and everybody's laying down.
Yeah.
Face down,
on
like
the
the girl.
ground.
And then it ends.
And now it's like the Radiohead video.
Mhm.
Music video where they've all learned the awful truth
Mhm.
about life and they can't get up.
They did it to themselves.
Yeah.
And that's
why it really hurts.
the manufacturing urgency and panic with the dad.
The engine that let us build up the power and the strength and the will and the love to shatter the chains around us.
Quick cutting and the fire for no reason. I mean, it's kind of a weak ending. It's just sort of, it's like Margot. It's like, what if we just do this?
Did it give you a spooky feeling then?
No.
At all?
No.
Never once?
No, I mean, I could see, I don't know if any of these people have like comedy roots or background.
I didn't recognize anybody.
But considering it's on Adult Swim, it feels like just a little bit of that edge is taken off. It's enjoyable. It's well done. It's imaginative, but doesn't really do it for me. Did you get any weird spooky feelings at all?
I feel like the unnerving mystery of the videos is what is the thing I'm drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
Unnerving. Not quite scary, but it's a mystery. I'm confused and a little scared.
Well, they did a really good job choosing when to cut. You leave a conversation to go see absolutely nothing, or the boy doing something weird. And then you come back and it's like the conversation's moved on and you're trying to catch up and figure out what's going on. Yeah. I thought the editing was probably the real winner.
I felt bad for that little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Hated that grandma.
Was he outside?
Felt bad for the baby. I don't know.
Yeah, the baby. Who knows, right?
Yeah, I'm sure whatever that white thing was got the baby. All right, that leaves us two more. They're both Ari Aster short films, of which he's got quite a few. That's Ari Aster of Hereditary and Midsummer.
What did you just say?
Ari Aster?
Yeah.
Midsummer?
Yeah.
Hereditary?
Yeah.
He's the next two shorts before we are
done.
done.
Problem with Johnson's?
The strange thing about the Johnsons.
Oh, God. Yeah. I shouldn't even use this.
No. And Beau.
Well, you got that one right.
Which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's do the Johnsons.
I really like this actor.
The dad?
The guy who's in both of them, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I just wanted to come in, not to make it weird, but just to make sure you weren't feeling strange.
He's dead now.
Oh.
He died at 61 in 2019.
Oh.
Should we shout? He's got a weird look to him.
He does.
I don't know. His performance in Beau is really otherworldly and exciting and frantic. I fucking just love him in that
Was
one.
Beau first?
I think they all came out around the same time in
Okay.
2011. His name is Billy Mayo. He was born in 57. God. I guess he was in The Perfect Storm as a C-130 pilot.
Air Force Rescue 2, 3, 1. You got a wet hole.
He was Webb in Space Above and Beyond.
Talk to me, Marine Lieutenant Webb. I want to report on that wreckage. Is that a jig bomber?
We're scanning the debris now, but it'll take time to reassemble.
He was in the Green Hornet movie as a police officer.
Hello, officer. Can I help you?
We're looking for 2 masked men. You seen anything?
Yeah, of
He
course.
was in Clock Stoppers as QT agent. And then things I've never heard of.
Yeah, he's got, kind of looks like General Akbar.
From Star Wars?
May the Force be with us.
Yeah.
Okay. He had 108 credits, bro.
Like, he's got, 108?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I bet you a lot of them were like short films.
And you're calling him unaccomplished.
I didn't say that. But I don't think he's been in many.
He's got like bug eyes, you know, like it's almost like his eyeballs exist outside of the socket, but his eyelids still close over them. He's like a Simpsons character.
Why didn't Ari Aster ever like use him for his movies? He's not in Hereditary, or Midsummer would maybe be a weirder thing for him to be in because it's a very white movie. But
when did he die?
2019.
Oh.
So he could have been in either one of those.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Because he's great. He's great as the dad.
What about in Beau?
I think he's good, but I don't know what the character is. It's hard to place.
Okay.
It feels like it should have maybe been a younger guy for some reason. I don't know.
All right, we'll focus on the Johnsons.
Mm-hmm.
So he plays a father who accidentally walks in on his son jerking off.
All right, shoes on, mister.
Wait, don't. I'm cleaning in
I'm
here.
not.
Yep.
And tries to apologize and be like it's a natural thing.
And normal and to be expected.
Everybody does it. His son's like, "Do you do it, Dad?" And he's like,
Well, everybody does.
I mean, hasn't admit to it,
does
right?
it. No, he says everybody does it.
Talks around it.
So then you do it, Dad.
I mean, it's common. Yeah. It's something that's natural to do for all people.
And, you know, God bless his heart, but it is awkward.
Yeah.
And weird.
He tries.
He goes on a little bit too hard.
Yeah. Does he give him a little smooch before he leaves? Kiss on
He
the
touches
forehead?
his face.
Oh,
he
yeah.
caresses his cheek, which is weird.
Yeah.
And so he leaves. He goes out.
Well, I'll leave you to it then.
Yeah, fuck. That's a weird thing to say.
Like, he's trying to be cool. I mean, that's got to be
Bust that hog back out, son.
in the 90s.
That's when, I guess when it's supposed to be taking place.
The kid.
Because it's 14 years later in the time jump.
Late 80s? I don't know.
Mid-90s, probably.
So he's pretty forward thinking. He's really in tune with...
This is before American Pie with Eugene Levy trying to talk his son through fucking a pie.
We'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
He wrote the book. And so he leaves, and then the boy reveals that he was whacking it.
To a picture of his shirtless dad.
Yeah, like exercising or something.
I don't know. I thought he was just posing.
But he keeps saying, I love you.
I love you.
So then we jump forward, right, to his wedding day. And they're all together.
His dad's like a husk now.
Yes.
He's got this horrible look on his face, 1,000-yard stare. Like awful things have happened to him. Like he's in the future and everybody's dead and he had to eat his own family and he's killed so many people to stay alive.
Yeah.
He's got that look in his eyes.
He looks like Bill Cosby right after the verdict.
With those unseeing eyes of Bill Cosby's.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the feet. And so they're like grouping together to take the photo at the wedding. And we see that the son then reaches down and squeezes his dad's butt.
And his dad got a horrible look on his face.
Yeah.
His face barely changes, but you can register the horror and sadness in his eyes.
So then the mom's looking, hey, where's my boy?
Nobody can find him.
I don't know, ma'am. And so she just goes out by like the garage or something, a carport maybe. And she hears some noises and There's a perfectly positioned hole, too high for a glory hole. So I'm assuming it's just a looky-loo hole. And she looks in, and the dad is almost like in a trance.
Yeah, he's so sad.
Like, I'm thinking at this point, like, oh, does he have some sort of, like, mystical power over him or something?
No, he's been sexually abused for so long that he's just going through the motions.
And so the son's just, like, furiously ripping off his clothes.
Trying to suck that dick.
Pulls the wang out and goes to work. And the mom just turns around and doesn't know what to do, and then she just composes herself and goes back to the party.
Do we go to like the New Year's party?
The dinner? Yeah.
The dad's a poet and has some self-help books.
Mm-hmm.
We see those.
He's a real Tobias Funke, it seems
yeah.
like. Yeah. I thought there was they're having dinner. This is before the party. The wife, the son, the mom, and the husband.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes,
You want one of these?
I'm okay.
They're Belgian.
I know. Thank you. I'm okay.
I thought they were waffles.
Beer.
Beer?
Yeah, because the mom goes,
I'll have one.
You'll have to ask Dad.
Well, they're Dad's, so you're going to have to ask him first.
Dad's zoned out a bit. Takes him a minute to offer permission.
Pass the potatoes, please.
Would you like one?
And so the mom's like,
Oh, maybe later.
touches the dad's hand
Thank you, honey.
in a lovingly way. And
Thank you.
And then it pans to the
son is just
molesting the dad with
fuming.
his foot underneath the table.
Yeah, so then it goes down and we see the foot. And then it's the New Year's party. The dad's upstairs basically just telling it all in his new book.
Cocoon Man.
Cocoon Man, yeah.
He's wrapping it up.
Well, and it's funny because they show, I think he has 3 books. You could tell which one's the first one, which one's the second one, which one's the third one based solely on the titles. Because it's like, optimism, something's wrong, life is terrible, basically. And the pictures, he's on all of them, and he looks... yeah, like increasingly worse. So he's trying to like turn off the computer because the son comes up to get him, and of course
he's getting the pinwheel of death.
It won't can't close the program, and so he turns off the computer. And the boy, oh come on, Dad, let's go eat dinner. And so they do, and he then prints it off the book.
I think it's the next day, right? He's leaving the manuscript for his wife.
Yeah. Well, no, because the son. Yes, it's the same night. It's the same night. Puts it under her pillow.
And
he's got on his hat like he's gonna leave.
He's gonna leave. He's running away.
Got his hat on.
Dad's running away.
Yeah, he puts a 150-page manuscript underneath his wife's pillow, just sort of, because she's in the bathroom. And the son goes,
I forgot that toilet was broken. I'm just gonna use yours.
No, that's my... Wait a minute. Your mother's in there.
I can wait.
and he's shitting bricks, because, I mean, the fucking thing is clear as day. So, of course, he's in his study, and the son comes in with the manuscript, and he's just disappointed, but he's threatening.
The son is scary.
He is.
He's very scary.
Tell you, Dad, from a poet, I expect more eloquence.
It's an absurd premise. I mean, for the most part, it's absurd. But they play it like it's like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
You know? So he basically says...
And I'm burning this. And if I see another copy lying around... it's going to be more than a slap on the wrist. I promise you.
Then, downstairs, everybody's leaving the party, and the wife is with the family, the husband and the dad and the mom by the door, and it's like they leave for some reason. Or maybe they were other people. It seemed like the mom and dad, but maybe it was just an older couple. They leave, the wife's in the doorway, and all of a sudden, the son is standing in like the study just beyond. He punches the wall and breaks a picture. The wife comes in like, what is going on? His wife. What is going on? And
I think I'm going to stay. I think I need to stay with my parents for a little while. I'll catch up.
I mean, this is such a mess we're leaving them with.
And she's just like, okay. And does he leave another one? Another manuscript? Why does he? Because he's in the bathtub, the dad. He's listening to like a self-help tape.
To have an awful day. In fact, he'll do the legwork to make it awful. Through the power of his attitude.
And the mom's in the bedroom, and all of a sudden, the son comes up.
How do I feel about locked doors?
The door's locked, and he kicks it.
Is this not just maybe right after the party? The dad's trying to relax?
I guess
is this
it is.
a different day? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe there was another. There is, but it's not now.
It's so scary because the dad's just listening to his headphones in the bath, relaxing completely.
Yeah.
He doesn't hear his son freaking out.
No.
He doesn't hear any of it until
And he takes off the headphones and sits there listening like, what was that?
I find this sequence really scary.
Well, yeah, it's fucking mortifying.
It's terrifying.
And then boom, he kicks the door open and
the
rushes
dad
in.
is so scared.
And then it cuts to the mom sitting on the edge of their bed watching television.
But she can hear the dad being raped, I guess?
Yeah, so she grabs the remote and turns the volume up.
Beaten and raped, maybe?
Well, so finally when we come back to the bathroom, we see the dad's hand gripping the edge of the bathtub in a face-down way, the direction of the hand. It's not his left hand gripping over, it's his right hand coming out of the tub, which indicates to me that he's face down. The son gets up, his pants are down, he's soaking wet. Gets out of the bathtub, pulls up his pants.
Put that in your book.
And leaves. So yeah, he probably just, raped the dad. And the next morning, now the dad, he's got another copy of the book.
Are you sure it's the same day? It's like the next day?
It's morning, I
it
think,
seems
at this
like
point.
It could be in the future.
I guess it could be in the future, but the sun's still there. I guess I didn't realize, I didn't pay attention to what he was wearing. He's not wet.
Oh, I suppose so. Yeah.
And he's just down in the room, the den or whatever.
But you don't see him.
Because there's like
the dad's just going out.
There should be like French doors, and then where they would connect to the partition, there's frosted glass. So you can make out the son when he stands up and moves, but you don't see him.
You just hear that voice.
Are you asking me to get upset?
I'm not asking you anything.
Well, I'm asking you.
Yeah, and he's just laying into his dad.
Am I totally alone here? Am I just this abusive monster and you're some sad, helpless victim?
Like, I'm just disappointed in you.
You've always sabotaged everything good in your life. You've been shitting all over this from the minute we started. You never gave it a chance to be good.
Well, he's gaslighting him and making it sound like you're in love.
I've given so much love to you.
Everything I've ever done has been for you and for you and for you, and to what end?
You're my friend.
And you turned this down from the beginning.
God.
And the dad finally just runs out, and the son comes after him, and he runs through the yard, and he gets hit by a van.
Yeah.
And kills him. It's weird because the guy that was driving, you catch a slight glimpse of him, and he's just like standing outside the van, like circling. He's not sure what to do. Never comes in. So the son's cradling the dad, and the mom comes rushing out. Oh my God! She goes to touch him, and don't you dare touch him!
Don't touch him! Call the fucking ambulance!
Cold bitch?
Go call 911, bitch! Something like that, yeah. And the dad's dead. So they're at the funeral, right? A wake or whatever in the house. It's just sort of like to establish things. Then we see the son picking out his dad's most notable and probably favorite sweater vest. He puts it on and he's like, I don't know, slow dancing with himself or something. And the mom is in the doorway. She says something.
I want to ask you something, Isaiah.
And he turns. How long have you been standing there? She's like, do you remember prom when you came home and Dad was crying?
He locked himself
in the bathroom,
cried all night long,
running the sink to hide his crying. Is that when it first started? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. This is crazy. No, it started before that. I know that. What are you saying? You hear yourself?
You monster.
And then a scuffle ensues.
She
I think she
slaps
slaps
him.
You don't warn me.
And he fucking punches
he
her, right?
backhands her.
Yeah.
I loved him better than you ever did.
Then I think he punches her, and they're tussling. She grabs a letter opener and stabs him in the chest.
I think it's more of the shoulder, but yeah.
And he basically starts trying to stuff her into the fire.
Which is really scary also.
Very
He's
much
really
so.
like sticking her head first into the fireplace.
And she grabs a poker and whacks him.
And beats him to death.
And then, yeah, gets up and beats the shit out of him. And then burns the manuscript.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking
Probably don't
you
burn
might want to
that
hang on
manuscript.
to that.
Yeah, it's the only way you're not going to jail.
Because there's no, if you're burning it, that tells me that you want to hide it, right? So then what is your defense?
Yeah.
You were grieving over your
husband.
I don't want anybody to know this horrible secret.
Yeah. What secret? I don't know.
You know, the strange thing about the Johnsons.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this thing was fucking amazing.
You know, I did, but also, I don't know, man. Something about the material and the way it was presented, it just didn't land with me.
Really?
And now I'm thinking, when did it start? How old was the boy? Obviously before the dad even came in, because he was masturbating to a picture of him. But that interaction seemed to cement consent in the boy's mind. After the first time, I mean, he's probably a teenager. You'd think he'd do something.
Yeah, how did he never shut it down? I mean, that's probably not the point of it, but
that's just it.
You would think he must be quite violent with him, but I think when it comes to domestic abuse and rape situations like this, people can't do anything about it. I suppose that's probably the angle we're supposed to take from this. But yeah, it's quite wild that he's molesting and raping his father for 14 years.
For some reason, for me, it felt like there was some underlying comedic element that I mean probably wasn't there.
Is that putting a bad taste in your mouth?
That's what it is.
Oh, I think it's just conceptually that it's the son and that the dad's kind of goofy looking.
Well, but the immediate scene feels almost like a Tim and Eric scene.
Yeah, you know, like I reminded me of Happiness, actually.
Yes.
Salon's movie.
Perfect analogy. Because that's played in like a black comedy kind of way, like when the dad's talking to the son about, like, doesn't the son say, like, well, why don't you rape me? Because he keeps drugging them and having his way with his friends.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever fuck me?
Like, that's sort of dark, but it also sort of felt like a father knows best kind of approach to a scene, like dad's having a talk with his son, but it's like super dark material instead of Debbie won't go to the spring sock hop with me, you know.
I unzipped myself.
You mean masturbated?
So, but that was that movie. It sort of feels like they're setting you up for something weird and like dry funny, but it goes super dark. So when the sexual assault and depravity comes in, it leaves a weird taste in my mouth. Like,
yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think there is. When I think about Beau, I say yes. I think Ari Aster is relatively funny, and I think yes. I guess we're probably mining laughs from the situation and the straightness for which it's played and the buttoned up niceness of this family.
Yeah.
Very suburban.
Because they're doing a family photo when the kid's still young, and he just keeps smiling, looking up at the dad. The mom has to like physically turn his head, you know? Well made.
I loved it.
I mean, it's interesting and original. But, yeah, there was just something weird in there that maybe even wasn't there, but just hit me like that.
10 out of 10.
Oh, shit.
I fucking loved it.
Wow.
Not on the spookometer.
Yeah.
But it frightened me a few times.
Yeah, because, again, like we're trying to break down, after we watched a movie that will remain nameless last night.
For you, I watched it Friday.
Yeah, we did last night. I'm like, what would you call that? A comedy?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
It's like a
dramatic.
family dramedy.
It's a comedy drama.
It is a drama, but
on,
yeah. A whimsical family coming of age,
right,
with comedic elements.
So, like the Johnsons, that's a thriller to me.
Okay.
I mean, it's got like thriller elements. It's not horror. It's not drama. It just feels like a taut thriller almost.
It's a dang half hour too.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
That's a long one.
Yeah, it's okay. We haven't rated any of them thus far.
No, but I just liked it so much.
Yeah, I mean, if you were going to give it a 10 out of 10, I'd probably land with a solid 6.
All right, well this leads us to the last one. I got to blow out that candle. I think it's bothering my allergies. I'm too hot. I need a cigarette. Let's talk about Beau.
Yeah, let's. This one's a shorty.
Yeah, how long is it? Like 7 minutes, 9 minutes?
Boy, it felt like 1, but yeah, it's probably 6 or 7.
God, I fucking love this one too.
It's interesting.
I like it so much.
It's interesting.
It's the whole thing. You're on like kind of on edge because it's not the real world.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like this paranoid nightmare scape. Like if the world was just tweaked a little bit wrong, maybe just towards you.
It's weird. It kind of reminded me of Punch Drunk Love in a weird way. You know, like how it's not like supremely over the top, but like God, what's her name? His sister. Rashgab. She's like, in on him.
Hi, guess what? I'm bringing her anyway.
Okay, I don't want you to.
The other sisters are like...
Remember we used to call you gay boy? You get all mad?
All this shit. Yeah. And obviously, the brothers, and it just, everything's shitting on this guy. And that's what this felt like. But it was also surreal.
Yeah, there's no happy ending for this guy.
No, absolutely not.
Fuck no. Not like Punch Drunk Love is an uplifting love story by the end, man.
Honestly,
he gains his power.
Honestly, I don't even remember how this one ends. So
I do.
We'll have to get into that. So it starts with...
It ends with his mom.
Oh, that's right. That kind of felt a little...
I like that.
He's packing, getting ready for a flight.
To go see his mom?
I believe. Yeah. And he's got his luggage, and He's got his keys, so
He's
he
ready
opens
to
up his
go.
front door. He's in the hallway of his apartment building. He's got his luggage there. He's got his key in the lock, and he's like, shit, I forgot my floss. Something that you can get anywhere. But so he runs upstairs.
Leaves his keys in the door.
Yep, grabs it. He's gone for no more than
30 seconds?
If that. And as soon as he's coming down the stairs, which looks right at the door, he sees his keys are gone. And he's like...
And he gets the terribleness of the situation.
Immediately.
Yeah.
So then he goes into the hallway and his luggage is gone.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that was gone, too.
Is this when the first guy comes by?
Yeah.
The guy comes walking really fast at him.
I think this happens before he calls his mom, right? To explain why he's not coming? I think it must be that guy.
Yes, it must be. Because it suggests, oh, is this the guy?
And that guy is marching fast.
Yeah.
He is unnerving the way he is coming at him. And he's like...
Excuse me, did you by any chance see anyone take the keys from
What does he say? He's like...
Fuck, pal. What? Hey, wait a minute. Why did you say
Some
that?
shit.
It's fucking scary.
Yeah,
That's Ari Aster.
Super brutal. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And he just zooms right out of there.
Yeah.
It's so aggressive and terrifying.
Yeah.
It's not real world shit at all. It's so crazy.
He goes back into the apartment and calls his mom.
Yes, he said I was fucked, pal.
She's not understanding about his situation at all.
He's like, I can't leave. Well, first, his ticket was in the luggage.
Yeah.
Or maybe he still had his ticket. Maybe it was in his coat. But he's like, they took my house keys. I can't. What? I can't leave.
No.
Especially if they know that I'm leaving. So he ties a bell.
No, I think first he hears more noises out in the hallway. At what point does he see that girl being carried around?
The bell's already up because he
Okay.
reaches up to grab it. I think immediately he just says, well, I can't leave. And so he ties the string to the ceiling above the door and a bell on that so that if somebody opens up the door, he'll hear the bell.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I would be sleeping in front of the door and have the door barricaded.
Yeah. I mean, you can lock the door. He's got like 3 locks on the door.
Yeah. Why would you ever go upstairs?
Just lock them all. And then as soon as one starts to unlock, you're ready for action.
Yeah.
So yeah, he goes upstairs he's in his pajamas and ring, ring. Just one ring, actually. It should have been 2 when the door opened and then when it closed. Although the bell should have then been outside of the door because it probably would have swept it because the string was long enough. He either would have swept it once it went past the bell, assuming he opened it up all the way, it would then be on the outside of the door. So when you close it, it would either bring the bell out and now the string would be fed through the closed door and the bell would be outside, or it's not long enough and the bell...
12 seconds later.
He goes down and there's nobody there. Wait, no, there is somebody there. It's a tail leaving.
It's a terrifying shot.
It's like
It moves perfectly into the darkness. Just a quick glimpse of the tail going into blackness.
Because he's got a sliding door.
Yeah.
And it looks, like a possum tail.
But like a humanoid big possum?
Huge, yeah.
Yeah.
So he shuts the door and closes it and he's looking out.
When does he see the people in the hallway?
Well, I think when he goes to bed, he's hearing a domestic spat. And he's trying to ignore it. So I think from there after that, he still hears them yelling and then it stops. Now it sounds like somebody's in the hallway. So he opens up the door, he grabs the bell so it doesn't make noise and he peeks out and he sees what looks like a girl maybe being abducted.
Yeah.
Or her
It looks
assaulted.
like kidnapping, yeah.
He picks her up and then she starts giggling. And
are they mean to him too though?
They're having their moment and he's still looking and she just sort of casually, just naturally looks in that direction and sees him. And she says,
What are you looking at, faggot?
Yeah.
Or get the fuck in your house, F word.
Everybody's so aggressive. It's so scary.
It's like The Signal.
Oh, where everybody's going insane?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
1 out of 2 people just started killing each other.
For no reason, these people are just psychotic.
Yeah.
And it's everybody that we've seen so far. So I think it jumps to the next day and he's calling like a locksmith.
How can I help you?
Hello, hi.
And the locksmith starts cursing at him.
I'm calling because my apartment keys were stolen and I'd like to...
Hang up the fucking phone.
What?
You're all a friend's asshole.
Ah!
He hangs up.
And then he calls the police.
911, what is your emergency?
Hi, someone just stole my key out of the door the other day and I wanted to
What did
report
the
it to...
locksmith just fucking tell you?
It's so scary. Everybody keeps yelling at him on the phone.
Mm-hmm. And I think then the mom calls. And
you skipped over the burglar coming in.
Oh, that's right.
Does that happen during the possum thing when he's looking at the other door?
It must be.
And like a homeless burglar,
a Joel-looking motherfucker,
comes in with a knife,
like a Swiss Army pocket knife.
And does he stab him or he tries to?
He runs at him to stab him. It hits his chest, but folds back in
and cuts the guy's fingers off.
Cuts the tip of his pinky off.
Doesn't it cut a couple of them off?
I think it's just the pinky.
And the guy starts screaming.
And he's gushing blood. He's looking at him. Look at his
Does
hand.
he just turn around and run out the door?
Yep, I forgot about that.
Oh, I like that.
So stupid.
It's so bizarre.
and so now the mom calls, right? And
Hi, Mom.
I don't remember exactly what she's saying.
Yeah, I can't remember the conversation at all, but then they go to...
Then we cut to the mom's side of the phone call. We're looking at like a desk. Is there like weed on it?
I don't know what she's doing.
I think it's like weed. I think she's rolling up a joint or something weird. But she's got
hairy hands.
Possum
She's like
hands.
Is she a possum?
I think so.
Oh, I thought she was like a werewolf or something.
I'm wondering, is she the possum that we saw?
Fuck, I don't know.
Does he live in some weird world where everybody's pissed off and also some of them are possums?
It almost seems like it's a mental illness short.
Yeah, it does.
It's wild.
It made me mental.
I was just wondering. Can you come pick me up?
Man, this one, this
was
is
good.
the first one I watched of this. I watched Johnson's second, and I was just like, wow.
If I'm watching a short, I prefer that it's short. Anything more than 15 minutes, and we're kind of pushing it. Those people in the house or in the people house or whatever.
It's like 11.
It was like 12, 11, 12 minutes. Lights Out, I think, was like almost criminally short in comparison.
Perfect.
But it did its thing. And I could see how that would get somebody excited to want to make that into a movie. But I could also see how not nearly enough story to flesh out into a 2-hour movie.
No, they figured out one creepy scene. I hate Ari Aster's movies.
What has he done?
Midsummer.
Oh, that's right.
And Hereditary.
I didn't see either of those.
Midsummer, I despised because...
Florence Pugh?
Yeah, 45 minutes into this thing, I'm like, oh, they're just going to kill all of these people off until it's just her. And then that's what they do.
Yeah.
But I guess the movie's about grief.
It's like a Hunger Games? Or?
No, they're going to a summer festival in their friend's weird Norwegian town.
Okay.
That's like a cult, and immediately there's death. It's quite horrifying. I really did not like that movie one bit. Hereditary. I think Hereditary might be super dope, but everybody was like, it's the scariest movie ever made.
Yeah, they were
It's
saying
so
that, weren't
scary.
they?
Yeah, and I went fucking opening weekend so excited to be scared. Not scary. I think had they not said that, I would have really liked it.
Toni Collette?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got some of the most amazing imagery in it, too.
Sure.
You should watch that. I would like
maybe.
to rewatch that. I think I would like it a lot more the second time. But these shorts, fuck, this guy's great. I think he's supposed to be doing like a horror comedy right now, like a 3-hour horror comedy.
Oh, God.
Nightmare Alley? No, isn't that the Del Toro one that just came out?
With
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
I did not like that movie.
No, I don't care.
You don't need to see it. It's really long.
I don't think I've enjoyed any of the Guillermo del Toro movies that I've seen.
Yeah, dude. Samesies.
The Labyrinth one.
Pan's Labyrinth didn't do anything for me.
It's kind of weak. And then it gets super violent for a brief period.
Yes.
They bash a guy's head in with a gun or something.
No, thank you. Yeah. I saw Crimson Peak. I thought that was going to be a good ghost story. It's not. It's a boring, terrible romance with a couple of ghosty things. It's not good.
Did he do Lovely Bones?
No, that's Peter Jackson, which
right.
is supposed to be a real sack of shit. He did Pacific Rim.
Oh, that's right.
Right? I don't like Pacific Rim.
No.
You know what I'm thinking.
I'm in your brain. I know.
Let's go fishing.
What else? I keep
also-
thinking I'm gonna like his movies. I like him. He's interesting. Just that Orphanage that he produced.
He did the Hellboy 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't like those either, and I love the Hellboy.
They were
character.
like fine. He also did The Color of Water or
The Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
I don't want to see that.
Which was like the fish guy from Hellboy.
Abe Sapien.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same character or not.
No.
Look
it's
like
not.
him.
He also did, I believe he did The Devil's Backbone, which
That's
is...
what I was thinking
That
of.
one's good. That's when he was still in Mexico.
He was also in the video game Death Stranding. It was a Hideo Kojima game.
Call me Dead Man. I'm well acquainted with the dead.
Although it's his image, but I think they got somebody else to talk for him. But the guy that's talking for him sounds like he's doing a Guillermo del Toro. So it's like, well, why don't you just get the guy?
I like interviews with him. I like hearing him talk. I wish I liked his movies.
Did you hear the...
I did.
Find a way to show the creatures, but not show them.
I'll tell you, I liked Nightmare Alley for about 45 minutes when they're at the circus, and then they go big time. For like an hour, the movie is criminally long. Like they're making a lot of money fleecing people. And I think all that shit's wicked boring. And then I don't give a fuck about where it goes after that, really. And then I guess I'm supposed to really like the ending, and it was okay. But... No, thank you. All right, that's all the shorts. I don't know, man. They're worth checking out.
Yeah, I watched one. The basic premise was a young gal is walking down the street, and she sees a mirror wrapped in cloth, just like, in an alley, and it's like whispering. So she takes it and she sets it up in her room and she sits in front of it. She just starts smiling and slowly brushing her hair. The mirror's like talking. The mom comes in eventually. She doesn't live with the girl, but she's like, honey, what's going on? I've been calling you for like the last day or two. What's going on, honey? She looks at her, she shakes her, and she's looking at the girl look at the mirror. And so she like throws something over the mirror, and the daughter like, what? What happened? Honey, what are you doing? You've been here for like days or whatever. And then of course the cloth falls, and they both look at it. And the mother sits down next to her. The girl starts brushing her hair again, and the mom's like touching her face, like, oh, I'm so pretty. You know, stab sound to 2 weeks later, and they're both just dead in front of the mirror. I wrote in the comments, like, so the mom cared enough about the daughter to come look for her, but nobody then outside of the mom for the daughter, and nobody for the mom is going to come looking for them?
It's like the mirror in Harry Potter that shows you the things you want to see.
Whatever we want.
Also, then the paramedics show up.
Oh, do they
and
also
they look
see
in the mirror and they
Yeah.
start stroking their beards?
Oh my god.
And then they die, and
No,
then
thank you. There's a sequence in the Sandman episode 3, I think, that's similar, involving the Sandman's pouch of sand. But that one's pretty good. That's disturbing. Yeah, you can watch all these fucking shorts we were talking about in 40 minutes.
And there's a shit
50.
ton of these fucking things out there.
Yeah, there's lists of like 30 of them everywhere.
Most of them are not good.
No.
That I've seen, but I'm sure there's some bangers out there.
But I don't know if they're scary.
It's hard to do.
I thought it'd be easier to be scared by a short than a long.
I kind of feel like the benefit of the long one is that they can, if they're done correctly, sort of slowly build. You know, these shorts, they got to be in and out, and that's why I think a lot of them do like jump scares, because it's just like 2 minutes, man. What am I gonna do?
We've really been coming up empty on the Spookies.
I don't know is it just us or
no? I think it's just us, man. Because every single like Reddit thread that I've been scanning for scary movies, people are like, "Yeah, 30 Days a Night is terrifying." People are scared of all sorts of movies. It's crazy.
I'm surprised. I mean, I'm in one regard, I'm jealous. I would like to feel that.
Yeah,
I'd like to feel something.
I'd like to feel something.
It's too bad we already saw Pet Sematary. Rewatching, seeing that first one for the first time,
I didn't see
scary.
the most recent one.
No, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
But Zelda and shit used to scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah, when he cuts that old man's ankle.
Yeah.
That used to give me the heebies, man.
Oh, Gage, what are you doing?
Boy.
He bad.
So, that's it.
Yeah. See you on Facebook, Instagram, email.
YouTube.
We doing filmographies, YouTube. I always got to leave one off. I forget.
Yeah.
Do filmographies on Twitter.
Yep.
Here's where the phone number comes in. 763-634-1897. And then check out the Soda Review podcast.
Yeah, although I haven't done one in weeks now.
Listen to the Soda Review podcast at JW Conglomerate on YouTube.
Yeah, or just, YouTube search for the Soda Review podcast. There's a few episodes up on Anchor, too. I think I topped out after the 20th or something, but...
Hell yeah. If you want to hear more horror movie podcasts after listening to us talk about them, Werewolf Ambulance is a great horror movie podcast. They have done hundreds of episodes, I think. I've been listening to a ton of them recently.
Yeah.
You know what? You go through phases where you listen to like one podcast and you listen to so many episodes of it, and then you burned out and maybe listen to it sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just been going right to Werewolf Ambulance. I'm like, oh, that movie sounds stupid. Let's listen to them talk about it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you really want, while you're on the YouTube, look up and then look up a little short called, there's two. The one is called Margot.
Yeah.
And the other one is called Hammer.
I was confusing the two. I was trying to remember. They're separate. Yes. Both.
The Hammer one was shot by wood. They're okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're no worse than some of the other stuff out there that's got more money behind it.
Yeah.
Tell you that much.
Goddamn right.
Well, I've been Jules.
And I've been Jason. And we tried to do some spookies.
Yeah.
See you next week.